Ever wonder why the ancient Romans chose midday for public executions? Not in the quiet of dawn or the shadow of dusk, but right when the sun was at its highest peak. This wasn't a coincidence. It was a calculated, chilling design. A full day at the Roman Games was a carefully orchestrated spectacle. It followed a strict rhythm. The morning began with the venations, the wild animal hunts. Exotic beasts like lions and bears faced off against skilled hunters. It was controlled danger, a thrilling start to the day. The afternoon was reserved for the main event, the superstars of the arena, the gladiators. They were trained, celebrated, and eagerly awaited by the roaring crowds. But the arena was never allowed to fall silent, not for a moment. Between the morning's animal hunts and the afternoon's gladiator duels, there was a gap, a lull in the action, a pause. This was the lunch break, a time when most of the wealthy and respectable citizens would leave for a meal. But many others, especially the lower classes, remained in their seats. That empty space in the schedule, that midday slot, was not left vacant. Midday belonged to the damnatio ad bestias and other forms of public execution. So why noon? Noon meant clarity. The high sun cast sharp, direct light, leaving no shadows to hide the gruesome details. There were no dim corners, no way to look away. The punishment was meant to be seen clearly, publicly, and unmistakably by everyone who remained. This wasn't entertainment meant to inspire cheers. It was a stark lesson in power and consequence. The Roman state used the arena as its most powerful message board. The law wasn't a dusty scroll in an archive. It was a brutal public performance. Men, women, and children all watched. It wasn't just about entertainment. It was a civic demonstration. This was a normal, integrated part of their world. There was also a grim hierarchy at play. Gladiators were skilled professionals, valuable assets to their owners. Their lives were often spared. The condemned, however, were expendable. Their deaths were a form of filler content, a way to keep the remaining crowd occupied and ensure the spectacle never stopped. Their lives were literally used to fill time. Roman law itself was tied to the sun. Judgments were typically made by daylight, and sentences had to be carried out before evening. By the time noon arrived, the legal decisions had been made. All that remained was the public, brutal enforcement of the sentence. For the Romans, this wasn't just about cruelty. It was about order, justice, and the unyielding power of the state, all displayed under the unforgiving midday sun. And perhaps the most unsettling part of it all? After the executions were over, the crowd would settle back in, ready for the main event. They stayed for the afternoon show. Thanks for watching.